Hello, my name is Andrew Thake from Minds and Money, and today I'm delighted to welcome David Russell, who's the President, Chief Executive Officer, and Chairman of Galleon Gold. Delighted to have you with us today, David.
Well, thank you, Andrew. I really appreciate you having me on today, and I look forward to answering any questions you might have on our new developed gold company.
Well, I think a good opening question would be, some of our viewers will be familiar with Galleon Gold, but can you tell us a little bit about the company and about the Westcast Gold project at the Timmins Camp?
Sure. The Galleon Gold, really what it is an advanced stage exploration development company, a little over 2 years old. And we've got a robust gold property that is about 2-hour air flight northwest of Toronto, Canada. And it's called the Timmins Gold Camp. And it's along what's called the Golden Highway. And I've worked up here many years ago building mines, but here we've got a resource base now of 1.56 million ounces of gold, lots of blue sky potential on this property, and we're gearing the company and the mining project to be the flagship to build the next gold mine along the Golden Highway.
Wow. And you say that it's a project that's at kind of like latter stage exploration. What are the key timelines and catalysts that investors can expect to see over, say, the next 6 to 18 months?
You know, really over the next 16 to 18 months, what you can really see is the environmental permitting applications with the Ministry of Mines. They're the ones that govern your permits, is acquiring the first permits to take the project underground. That should come mid-year 2023. Then we should actually start the underground development, which would be a ramp to the ore zones, redrill the ore zones for validity, and then advance it into a bulk sampling stage where we're testing ground conditions, grade control, what the costs are going to be underground. So we tick the boxes, dotting your I's, crossing your T's on a project before we go into feasibility study. That's what they can expect in 2023 and early 2024.
Mm-hmm. So there's obviously like a number of other projects like out there. Is that what really separates you out from your peers? That it's kind of like it's almost like ready to go, or other sort of like advantages that your like project has?
You know, it's kind of a loaded question, but first of all, our property is over 10,000 hectares. Mm-hmm. We've got a management team that's very experienced. They've done this before in the Timmins Camp, built a mine called Black Fox from square one. Mm-hmm. Okay, within ours, we've got blue sky potential that is very robust. It's 6 kilometers long by 6 kilometers on strike that we can flush out value for the shareholders. Also, there has never been a mine on our property. But where we're located is on our west side. We've got the West Mine that's been in production for years. That's Pan American Silver's mine. Then on the east side, we've got Newmont Mining Company. They've got the robust, the district really. So we're basically not blocked in, but we're right in the middle of elephant country between big producers on the district porcupine fault structure, which has produced over 80 million ounces of gold in time.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And you mentioned your management team. Can you just first of all just tell us a little bit about yourself and your background? Because you've obviously got a very, very strong track record.
I'm a mining engineer by graduation from the School of Mines in Butte, Montana. But talking about the management team, we've got geologists, mining personnel, permitting specialists, financial people in Toronto that really know how to take projects forward. And further to that, half this team actually worked with me. We're talking about the chief operating officer, the mine manager, the environmental manager, and geologists. They worked with me on the Black Fox project. And this would have been back in 2002 through 2008, where we culminated with the next mine on the block that was 70 kilometers east of Timmins into production at 85,000 ounces per year. And that mine's still in production today. It's under a different banner. But, you know, I think it's a real plus to the management team I had, where they jumped at the opportunity to come to West Cache, which is only 13 kilometers on the east or west side of Timmins, where we were 70 kilometers on the east side of it before. So they've got the experience. We've got the team. I think we can advance this project very quickly. We don't cut any corners, but they know how to step through the geological end of it, the modeling end of it, the environmental permitting, and then all the way into construction.
You've mentioned your environmental team a few times. Can you just tell us a little bit about the work that you're doing in the ESG space? Because of course, like, you know, winning over hearts and minds of sort of like locals is obviously so key to success these days.
You know, they always use the word ESG, environmental, social, and government. We've gone with that strategy ever since I've been in the business. You start with a good team that understands good mining practices. Environmentally, what you do is you hire the best environmental people. Well, our general manager of the project that will run the mine or build the mine, he's an environmental engineer himself. So he knows all the details of how you take a project forward in good stewardship. How do you cross the T's, dot the I's, that sort of thing before you file? Which he started us on the environmental permitting 2 years ago when we really started the company and said, we have got to collect this database and then poise ourselves for actually filing for the right documents. So we've done that. Now, socially, we've got, first of all, the First Nations up there. We've got the Flying Post, the Matagami. We're dealing with those groups individually and together, and they work great as a team. We also look at employees we hire from the localized area, but we also more so hire contractors if they have ties to the First Nations too. We're not discriminating against other groups. We're saying, look, you also have to be socially in depth on who you've got on your team and who's working with you. And we have a great rapport with the local government as well as the Ministry of Mines, and they're the ones that issue the permits. So we work with them. They tell us what they'd like to see. We give them documents, and then we say, okay, don't be surprised when we file for the permits to take the project underground. So environmentally, socially, government-wise, we tick all the boxes there, and you'll see that eventually on our website where we're actually giving you all that information. But you can see some of it already developing. Being a new company, you slowly work into how are you going to report this to the market and to your investors?
And who are your key shareholders at the moment?
Well, the key shareholders, really, there's two I'd like to flag here. One is Eric Sprott. Now, this is him personally investing in us. He helped me get the company off the ground. He believed in our project in Timmins and said, Dave, that one looks like a great one. Eric has been with us from day one. He's got about 20% of the company. Now, CCM Capital, Frank Hogel and Bernie Hogel, their group out of Germany, Frankfurt, they've been with us since day one also. Great shareholders. They've got about 10% of the company. And then we use flow-through financing. I won't actually list, but there's 5 or 6 key flow-through funding groups in Canada. Several of them will come in and out of the stock, but some of them will stay with you for longer term. So those are our key shareholders right now. And as we bring the word to the market, we'd like to see some more keystone investors come with us.
Well, any kind of company that has the support of Eric Sprott is always destined for success. Just one final quick question, David. For those that want to find out a little bit more about Galleon Gold, what is your ticker?
The ticker is GGO Golf Oscar .V on the Toronto Venture Exchange.
Well, thank you very much for your time today, David. This interview was brought to you by Mines and Money in association with Redcloud. And David, we wish you all the best for Galleon Gold and the year ahead. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you very much for the questions, and to the investors, thank you also.